Hey chat. Hey chat, how y'all doing? Welcome to today's 1 year Bible read, day 247 in a row. Um, yeah, day 247 in a row. What's up with you, your boy Josh? How you doing, man? We're doing our 1 year Bible read. This is day 247 in a row. This we're going to be doing this for 365 days. It's a 1 year Bible, you know. So if you want to join and you want to stay tuned for the rest of these 1 year Bible reads, chat, anybody that's in the chat, um, go ahead and click my name real quick. I think it's somewhere in the top. It's going pretty good, bro. How you going for how's it going for you? Find my name somewhere on the top right. Say Limitless Course somewhere, and click on that name, and then click on subscribe, and then turn on all notifications. You know. um, but welcome to another daily read of the 1 year Bible. Facts. Okay. Let's go. I like to see that. I like to see that. I like to see that, Josh. You know Drake. Okay, I like to see that though. Um, so to explain the 1 year Bible, it is a Bible that allows you to read the. It is a version of the Bible that allows you to read the Bible in a year. It breaks down every chapter into um, like verses that kind of go together, so you can read the whole Bible within a year, right? We're very much over halfway, but we still have over 100 days to go. So um, still got a ways to go, but we be making our way. So um, today's word today, chat, is coming from Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes. It's a hard word to say, chat. 7:1 through 9, and then 2 Corinthians 7:8 through 16. Then Psalms 48 1 through 14, and then Proverbs 22 17 through 19. Okay. Welcome. Don't forget to double tap the screen. You want to see the first verse of the night. Here we go. If you got your Bible, go ahead and grab it. I got my Bible at the very top over there on my things. Oops. Ooh, I got my Bible at the very top over there. You feel me? Yeah. Thank you for the sub, man. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's word coming from Ecclesiastes 7:1 through 9, going through verse 18. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, a good reputation is more valuable than costly perfume. And the day you die is better than the day you are born. Better to spend your time at funerals than at parties. After all, everyone dies. So the living should take this to heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for sadness has a refining influence on us. A wise person thinks a lot about death, while a fool thinks only about having a good time. Better to be criticized by a wise person than to be praised by a fool. A fool's laughter is quickly gone, like thorns crackling in a fire. This also is meaningless. Extortion turns wise people into fools, and bribes corrupt the heart. Finishing is better than starting. Patience is better than pride. Control your temper, for anger labels you a fool. Don't long for the good old days. This is not wise. Wisdom is even better when you have money. Both are a benefit as you go through life. Wisdom and money can get you almost anything, but only wisdom can save your life. Accept the way God does things, for who can straighten what he has made crooked? Enjoy prosperity while you can, but when hard times strike, realize that both come from God. Remember that nothing is certain in life. I have seen everything in this meaningless life, including the death of good young people and the long life of wicked people. So don't be too good or too wise. Why destroy yourself? On the other hand, don't be too wicked either. Don't be a fool. Why die before your time? Pay attention to these instructions, for anyone who fears God will avoid both extremes. One wise person is stronger than 10 leading citizens of a town. Not a single person on earth is always good and never sins. Don't eavesdrop on others, you may hear your servant curse you, for you know how often you yourself have cursed others. I have always tried my best to let wisdom guide my thoughts and actions. I said to myself, I am determined to be wise, but it didn't work. Wisdom is always distant and difficult to find. I searched everywhere, determined to find wisdom and to understand the reason for things. I was determined to prove myself that wicked is stupid and that foolishness is madness. I discovered that a seductive woman is a trap more bitter than a death. Her passion is a snare, and her soft hands are chains. Those who are pleasing to God will escape her, but sinners will be caught in her snare. This is my conclusion, says the teacher. I discovered this long I discovered this after looking at the matter from every possible angle. Sorry. Though I have searched repeatedly, I have not found what I was looking for. Only 1 out of 1,000 men is virtuous, but not one woman. But I did find this. God created people to be virtuous, but each they have each turned to follow their own downward path. How wonderful to be wise, to analyze and interpret things. Wisdom lights up a person's face, softening its harshness. Obey the king since you vowed to God that you would. Don't try to avoid doing your duty. And don't stand with those who plot evil, for the king can do whatever he wants. His command is backed by great power. No one can resist or question it. Those who obey him will not be punished. Those who are wise will find a time and a way to do what is right. For there's a time and a way for everything, even when a person is in trouble. Indeed, how can people avoid what they don't know is going to happen? None of us can hold back our spirit from departing. None of us has the power to prevent the day of our death. There's no escaping that obligation, that dark battle. And in the face of death, wickedness will certainly not rescue the wicked. I have thought deeply about all that goes on here under the sun, where people have the power to hurt each other. I have seen wicked people buried with honor, yet they were the very ones who frequented the temple and are now praised, in the same city where they committed their crimes. This too is meaningless. When a crime is not punished quickly, people feel it is safe to do wrong. But even though a person sins 100 times and still lives a long time, I know that those who fear God will be better off. The wicked will not prosper, for they do not fear God. Their days will never grow long like the evening shadows. And this is not all that is meaningless in our world. In this life, good people are often treated as though they were wicked, and wicked people are often treated as though they were good. This is so meaningless. So I recommend having fun, because there is nothing better for people in this world than to eat, drink, and enjoy life. That way, they will experience some happiness along all the hard work God gives them under the sun. In my search for wisdom and in my observation of people's burdens here on earth, I discovered that there is a ceaseless activity day and night. I realize that no one can discover everything God is doing under the sun. Not even the wisest people discover everything, no matter what they claim. This too I carefully explored. Even though the actions of godly and wise people are in God's hands, no one knows whether God will show them favor. The same destiny ultimately awaits everyone, whether righteous or wicked, good or bad, ceremonially clean or unclean, religious or irreligious. Good people receive the same treatment as sinners, and people that make promises to God are treated like people who don't. It seems so wrong that everyone under the sun suffers the same fate. Already twisted by evil, people choose their own mad course, for they have no hope. There is nothing ahead but death anyway. There is hope only for the living. As they say, it's better to live alone, to be a live dog than a dead lion. Never heard that before. The living at least know they will die, but the dead know nothing. They have no further reward, nor are they remembered. Whatever they did in their lifetime, loving, hating, envying, it is all gone. They no longer play a part in anything here on earth. So go ahead, eat your food with joy, and drink your wine with a happy heart. For God approves of this. Wear fine clothes with a splash of cologne. Live happily with the woman you love through all the meaningless days of life that God has given you under the sun. The wife God gives you is your reward for all your earthly toil. Whatever you do, do well. For when you go to the grave, there will be no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. I have observed something else under the sun. The fastest runner doesn't always win the race, and the strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. The wise sometimes go hungry, and the skillful are not necessarily wealthy. And those who are educated don't always lead successful lives. It is all decided by chance, by being in the right place at the right time. People can never predict when hard times might come. Like fish in a net or birds in a trap, people are caught by sudden tragedy. Here's another bit of wisdom that has impressed me as I have watched the way our world works. There was a small town with only a few people, and a great king came with his army and besieged it. A poor wise man knew how to save the town, and so it was rescued. But afterward, no one thought to thank him. So even though wisdom is better than strength, those who are wise will be despised if they are poor. What they will say will not be appreciated for long. Better to hear the quiet words of a wise person than the shouts of a foolish king. Better to have wisdom than weapons of war. But one sinner can destroy much that is good. And now, chat, how you doing, Gold Asher? How you doing? What's up, backhand? Good to see you again. What's up? I'm reading the 1 year Bible today. We're day 247 in a row. Um, we just read from Ecclesiastes. I need to learn how to say that word. 7 1 through 9, and we're about to hop into 2 Corinthians 7 8 through 16. So 2 Corinthians 7 8 through 16. I am not sorry that I sent that severe letter to you, though I was sorry at first, for I know it was painful to you for a little while. Now I'm glad I sent it, not because it hurt you, but because the pain caused you to repent and change your ways. It was the kind of sorrow God wants his people to have, so you are not harmed by us in any way. For the kind of sorrow God wants us to experience leads us away from sin and results in salvation. There's no regret for that kind of sorrow, but worldly sorrow, which lacks repentance, results in spiritual death. Just see what this godly sorrow produced in you: such earnestness, such concern to clear yourselves, such indignation, such alarm, such longing to see me, such zeal, and such a readiness to punish wrong. You show that you have done everything necessary to make things right. My purpose then was not to write about who did the wrong or who was wronged. I wrote to you so that in the sight of God, you could see for yourselves how loyal you are to us. We have been greatly encouraged by this. In addition to our encouragement, we were especially delighted to see how happy Titus was about the way all of you welcomed him and set his mind at ease. I had told him how proud I was of you, and you didn't disappoint me. I have always told you the truth, and now my boasting to Titus has been proved true. Now he cares for you more than ever when he remembers the way all of you obeyed him and welcomed him with such fear and deep respect. I am very happy now because I have complete confidence in you. Good to see you, Ash. I gotta get Golden. I'm gonna call you Golden because we have another Ash already in the chat. Good to see you, Golden. Now Psalms 48 1 through 14. How great is the Lord, how deserving of praise, in the city of our God, which sits on his holy mountain. It is high and magnificent. The whole earth rejoices to see it. Mount Zion, the holy mountain, is the city of the great king. God himself is in Jerusalem's tower, revealing himself as its defender. The kings of the earth joined forces and advanced against the city, but when they saw it, they were stunned. They were terrified and ran away. They were gripped with terror and writhed in pain like a woman in labor. You destroyed them like mighty ships of Tarshish, shattered by a powerful east wind. We heard of the city's glory, but now we have seen it ourselves, the city of the Lord of heaven's armies. It is the city of our God. He will make it safe forever. O God, we meditate on your unfailing love as we worship in your temple. As your name deserves, O God, you will be praised to the ends of the earth. Your strong right hand is filled with victory. Let the people of Mount Zion rejoice. Let all the towns of Judah be glad because of your justice. Go inspect the city of Jerusalem, walk around and count the many towers. Take note of the fortified walls, and tour all the citadels, that you may describe them to future generations. For that is what God is like. He is our God forever and ever, and he will guide us until we die. And now Proverbs 22, 17 through 19. Listen to the words of the wise. Apply your heart to my instruction, for it is good to keep these sayings in your heart and always ready on your lips. I am teaching you today, yes, you, so you will trust in the Lord. And now, godly sorrow versus guilt. Godly sorrow versus guilt. Godly sorrow versus guilt. There are two reasons we will feel guilty. One reason is that we sinned and have not accepted Christ's sacrifice on the cross to wipe the slate clean and completely forgive us. The other reason is that we continue to be involved in a sin we need to stop. Guilt is an alarming emotion that warns us that something is not right. God doesn't want us to feel guilty. God desires righteous sorrow that leads to repentance and making amends. Godly sorrow also leads to us to live lives of integrity. And now, chat, I'm going to turn off this camera really quickly, ask for clarity, wisdom, and discernment on today's word, and I'll be right back. So give me 1 second. let's get back to our word today, chat. So we're in September. Oh, I didn't even say the other part. We started 2 days early, so we're on September the 4th and not the 2nd because we started 2 days early. You know, we were so ready to start our 1 year Bible reading, our 1 year Bible journey. We started 2 days early. But today, chat, we read Ecclesiastes 7 1 through 9, going through verse 18, and then 2 Corinthians 7 18 through 16, then Psalms 48 1 through 14, and then we wrap it tonight's read with Proverbs 22 17 through 19. Okay, so we're just gonna fly through all of these lines, right? So we're gonna talk a little bit about Ecclesiastes really quickly, 7 1 through 9. We'll just go through a couple of these verses really quickly, right? So a good reputation is more valuable than costly perfume, and the day you die is better than the day you are born. Okay, a good reputation is more valuable than costly perfume. Um, yes, this is an absolutely true statement, right? Um, your reputation opens a lot of doors for you, or it may close a lot of doors for you, depending on how you are known, right? Um, so it's important to smile when you go do things. My camera isn't turned on. That's crazy. I did not notice. It's a okay. That wasn't the right thing. I thought I clicked this one. Oh, there we go. It's important to smile when you go do things. It's important to do things with joy, with a smile on your face, and you know, just enthusiasm, right? Um, and that's because when you do things enthusiastically, people want to be around you, right? The conversations that are held about you are usually positive conversations when you don't have a frown on your face, right? Because you don't really even have a reason to be frowning, to be honest, right? You're alive. You could be dead, you know? Um, you have the opportunity to either learn something new, work on something new, uh, enjoy just being yourself, and just enjoy your friends, enjoy the people you care about every time you're alive. Every second you're alive, you have the opportunity to do one of those things, right? So you should honestly automatically have a smile on your face because as long as you're here, you get the joys of being here with people you care about, right? Um, but let's go on to our next line, right? The day you die is better than the day you were born, right? It's just kind of release, right? You've been through life, you got the experience, you went through the whole thing, you got to learn, you got to grow and enjoy it, and now it's time to go, right? And that when you leave at peace, right? So um, if you go through life and you do your best, I'm not gonna say you'll be able to smile at everything, bro. Everybody has bad days, right? Um, but if you smile more often than you frown, or you treat people better than treating people bad, more than likely you're gonna experience a lot more of the better things. I'm not saying you won't experience anything that you don't like, but I'm just saying you're more likely to run into people that want to help you out. You're more likely to get that opportunity you were looking for. You're more likely to achieve whatever the goal it is that you are attending to achieve when you have a smile. When you smile, when you're happy about it, when you're enthusiastic about whatever that is, right? The object of the game of life is to smile, and to see other people smile too. That's the most valuable thing we can do, right? At the end of the day, you don't take none of this stuff with you. None of it. I won't take none of this stuff on my shelf with me when I'm going here. I won't take this computer. I won't take this laptop. I won't take my chair. I won't take none of this when I'm not here. None of this is going to be here no more. So none of it matters. It's all meaningless, to be completely honest. So he's absolutely right. It is meaningless, right? But it's a joy to be able to experience, right? So enjoy your meaningless life. It's not that deep. It's meaningless. Enjoy your meaningless life. And that's not a mean statement. It doesn't mean anything, right? But since it doesn't mean anything, you can let go of all that unnecessary pressure that you put on life. You know, if life doesn't mean anything and you're just here to smile and enjoy it, then all that unnecessary pressure doesn't exist. It didn't mean anything, you know? So it's just you gotta remember what the actual purpose is. You gotta remember what the actual purpose is, right? Um, it's a lot of things that'll distract you. It's a lot of things that'll make you feel like that might be my. It's not though. That might be my purpose, right? But if you're gonna, if you think your purpose is music, your purpose isn't music. Your purpose is making a beautiful song that touches souls, right? If you think your purpose is public speaking, your purpose is not public speaking. Your purpose is speaking to the hearts and the souls of the people, right? If you think your purpose is comedy and you like and you like the you think that's your purpose, comedy is not your purpose. Your purpose in life is the laughter that you create from the jokes you tell, right? That's the purpose. The first part is just a blanket statement. So what? Like what? Like, do you know what it actually is, right? Do you know what it actually is that you're working towards? You know what the actual goal is? Because if you don't know, right, it's hard to to move forward, right? Until you know, it's hard to like really really move forward with something, right? Um, but you know, when you remember, it's a bunch of simple. It's really the simple things. It's really the simple stuff that matter. You know, it's really the really small things that actually matter, right? You know, you may think you made the best song in the world, right? You make music, or you may think you make the best song in the world, but if that song don't touch the people, then it might not be, right? You may think you told the best joke in the world, it's gonna hit at the comedy show, but you go tell that joke to the people and don't nobody laugh, right? You missed the purpose. Now when you got this great speech written up, you just try, you don't stutter, you got all your words, but don't nobody clap. It's because you missed the purpose. Your purpose is to touch the people that you reach out to. You touch them every single time. You touch them every single time. They feel you every single time. You know, that's the purpose. You know, when I'm here doing this, I'm hoping I make one of y'all feel better today. That's the purpose. I'm hoping I make somebody think about something and help some turn around for them, at least one person that day. That's the purpose, right? Eventually, I'll expand the purpose in my mind. Then it'll grow to 10 people. What's up, Purple Duck? Good to see you again, bro. It'll grow to, I want to see 10 people smile that day. So then my purpose will be, I want to at least make 10 people smile that day. So then that'll be my purpose. And then the next time I'll think about it, 100 people. I want 100 people to smile that day. And then that'll be my purpose, right? But it's not the actual, still a good game. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Still fresh, you know. But uh, you know, it's never the thing that's the purpose. It's the people you touch, right? It's never the thing you're doing. It's the people you touch in the process, right? It's never the thing you're doing. It's always about the people you touch in the process, right? You want to leave your mark on the world and the people around you in a positive way as much as possible, right? You're not gonna agree with everybody, and you're not gonna like everybody around you, right? But at least I made my best friend smile today. You know, at least we cracked a bunch of jokes, chilled, made plans, got things to work on together. Uh, you know, that's the purpose. At least I get to spend some quality time with one of the homies, and we get to chat it up, talk about progression in life and stuff like that's the purpose. That it's not the um, it's not just the hanging with the homies. It's the conversation. It's my homie touching my soul with the questions he asked me when I tell him and I'm honest with the homie and I tell him about everything that's been going on in my life, or when I ask him a question and I touch his soul and he answered me with so much passion, right? That's the purpose, right? It's how you touch the people around you. right? It's how you interact with those folks that are around you, how you touch those people, how you help those people around you grow and be better, right? Because they gonna help you grow and be better, you know. So, um, and if you really want to read this again, right, and go through all you want to, the purpose is to know is to know what it actually is that you're actually working towards, right? And that's what Ecclesiastes 7:1 through 9 kind of talked about today. Is um, we think the purpose is all the things we get here, but it's not. It's about all the people we touch while we're here. You know, um, the things they gonna rot. They gonna go to somebody else. Somebody gonna own those things in the future, and I mean, hopefully they enjoy whatever that is, right? And maybe I can touch somebody in that way too. I build me a nice big house, right? I got all the amenities, and then somebody else buy the house, and I'm not here no more, right? And then they get to build, they get to have their family in that house in the future, right? I mean, that's also another way to touch somebody, right? But that goes into the whole thing, right? This um, that goes into having, being treating everything with like love and compassion and care. Like when you're building that home, you build that home um, with the idea of there are going to be a lot of beautiful memories in this house, you know. Um, and so that was the purpose of the home, right? But as long as we know what the actual purpose is, and not just the veil right in front of our eyes, then we're definitely enjoying life as much as possible, right? And I mean, that's really what we wanted. That's really what we harped on a lot in the Ecclesiastes today. I can't say that word. I gotta learn how to say it. But let's hop into 2 Corinthians 7:8 through 16. Um, okay, so let's bring this purpose to. What's up, Josh? Back had to do something good. Hey, good to see you back. Now let's talk about 2 Corinthians 7:8 through 16, and we're gonna bring purpose back into this one as well. Excuse me. So we're here in 2 Corinthians. We're talking about guilt, or godly sorrow, right? So worldly sorrow or godly sorrow, right? And so purpose, right? So in order to reap the benefits of a godly sorrow, of God just trying to correct your path, you must understand the purpose of God trying to correct your path, right? You're obviously doing something that is hurting you, right? But if you miss it, if you look over it, if you act like it's not happening, then you're more likely to miss that purpose, to miss the whole change, the whole aspect of this whole evolution that you're supposed to be experiencing, and this change in the aspect of yourself. If you don't know how to truly see the actual purpose of things, right? If you don't know why things are happening, right? If you can't tie these things together and know why things are happening, you can't know what the purpose is, right? Now, um, what is the difference between um, worldly guilt and I'm trying to find the word because I forgot it. Godly sorrow. There we go. And godly sorrow. Godly sorrow is meant for correction, right? Guilt means that you feel bad about something. Godly sorrow doesn't mean you feel bad about it, right? And I'm just trying to help you figure this out, right? So whenever you feel these things, I'm just trying to like help you figure it out, right? Work your way through it, right? So guilt um, stems from a place of desperation. So if you feel desperate, if you're feeling in a desperate place, then you're living in that guilty aspect, right? You're living in the fear guilty world, right? Godly sorrow is not the same as guilt because you don't feel a sense of desperation, right? You don't feel a sense of desperation. You feel a gentle nudge, like like I'm trying to show you something. It's like that's really what it feels like. It's like I'm trying to show you something. I need you to listen. And gotta like gently, it'll like gently bug you, but then I mean eventually, guys, like okay, everything gotta change. Everything gotta change. And I know you guys have heard of this thing called tower moments, right? Or tower moments where people, they like break down and fall into tears and do all this other stuff and things like that. I think everybody's kind of maybe done it at least one time, right? But um, but that comes from guilt. That comes from a guilty place, right? When you have that tower moment, it's a guilty place, right? But when you have godly sorrow, it's not the same kind of tower moment, right? In a tower moment, um, you don't really feel like there's an end in sight, right? When it's guilt, it just kind of feeds on itself. It eats you. It kind of feeds on you, right? Um, it wants you to feel bad so it can feed on you more, right? That's honestly what it's doing. It wants you to feel bad so it can feed on you more. It's living off you, right? Um, but in godly sorrow, there feels like there's an opening at the end of the tunnel, right? That's a different feeling that I'm trying to make sure I clarify, right? Um, it feels like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, right? It's a completely different feeling, right? Um, but in order for you to adequately know what you're dealing with, right, it's for you to know the symptoms, right? You must learn your own symptoms. You must learn yourself, right? And you also have to trust yourself, right? Um, but you also need to know how to diagnose symptoms, right? Um, if you can't, then you'll walk around in circles. You'll walk around in circles. You walk around in circles, right? And it's okay. It happens to everybody, right? Everybody has to figure everything. Everybody's figuring everything out, right? Um, so it happens to everybody. So even if you do end up walking around in circles for a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 4 or 5 years, but if you get out of that circle, then hey, it is what it is. Smile. Don't look back on the past and be like, oh, I wasted 5 years. Who cares, bro? You got 5 more years in the future now. You got 5 more years coming, right? So who cares about the 5 years that just happened, right? Now your eyes are open. Now you're ready. Now you can make the decisions you needed to make before. But you still have all the ample opportunity right now to make those decisions right now. So don't woe is me about the past. Who cares about the past? It's gone. It's dead. I can't do nothing about that until they get time machines. But you can't do nothing about the past, right? And the past happens to everybody. Everybody got a past. And if you say I'm lying, you tripping. If you say I'm lying, you're tripping. Because literally everybody technically has a past. But what I'm saying is though is there the difference between that guilt and that godly sorrow is in the guilt you feel trapped. You honestly are. That guilt wants to feed on you. You are its meal, you know, and it wants you to feel more of it. It wants you to keep feeling it. There is no end in sight when you feel guilt, right? It wants to feed on you. It wants to eat you alive, right? That's his whole purpose. Know what his purpose is. Guilt's purpose is to eat you alive. You know, that's what guilt's purpose is. If you know what guilt's purpose is, then you wouldn't allow guilt into your life. You know, but you would allow guilt into your life if you don't know the purpose of guilt. Guilt's purpose is to eat you alive, right? But now that you know what the purpose of guilt is, I'm sure you don't want guilt in your life no more. I'm sure you won't allow guilt in your life further in the future now, because now you know what guilt is after. Guilt is after your life. It's looking to devour you. But godly sorrow is not the same thing. Godly sorrow, there is an opening at the end of the tunnel. There is a way to go. There are options. You know, that's a difference, right? And just trying to show you what that difference is. So you stop feeding guilt. So you stop feeding guilt your soul. You know, but if we have clarity, you know, if we're able to discern and we have the adequate wisdom that we need, then we're able to see how all these things are just after our lives. Fear, it just wants to eat you alive. It wants to kill you. And I'm not joking. If you think things aren't sentient because they aren't you, because you believe you're the only sentient thing out here, then you're lying to yourself. Fear is a sentient thing. You know? Guilt is a sentient thing. It knows exactly what it wants to do to you. It knows exactly what it wants to do to you. So, will you keep allowing them into your life, into your home, into your space, into your peace, when you know what they're trying to do to you? You know exactly what they're trying to do to you. Now you can do multiple different avenues, multiple different methods to move forward, um, and allow that to leave. And if you want to see that video um, of me explaining a very simple thing for you to do, which is, you know, um, you can do it in the bed, right? Um, I will. Just let me know. What's up with you, sport? How you doing, man? But now that you know what fear and guilt are after, now you know not to let them in your life no more, right? Fear and guilt are after your life. They come to steal, kill, and destroy. They come to steal your soul. And they never want to let you go. They never want to let you go. They want to be with you for your entire life. But you end up having to make a decision, a choice one day in your life. Who will you allow in your space? If you keep believing that fear and guilt are not sentient, then you're tripping. Stop allowing those sentient beings into your space. Tell them, no, you can't be here. I know about you. I know who you are. I know what you come here for. You come here to destroy me. You cannot be here. I rebuke you. You cannot be in this home. You cannot be in my space. You cannot reside near me. You cannot stand near me. You can't be in the same airspace as anybody I care about. Because I know what you come for. You know? And just keep it just like that. Once you know what their purpose is, you can say exactly what you need to say. They are sentient. These things are sentient. And they come after you. So, I'm letting you know today, you have everything you need to tell those dastardly beings to go away and stay away. So, let's go on to our next verses for tonight. So we also read Proverbs 22:17 through 19. Listen to the words of the wise. Apply your heart to my instruction, for it is good to keep these sayings in your heart and always ready on your lips. I am teaching you today, yes, you, so you would trust in the Lord. I guess this verse inspired me to share something with y'all. It inspired me to share something with y'all. And now that you are aware of these beings and what they come to do, I hope you apply this for the future. You know, hope you apply this for the future. I hope you know you are loved and you're cared for, and that you are protected. And you're way more powerful than you can remotely comprehend. And that's going to be the end of today's 1 year Bible read, chat. This has been day 247 in a row. It's been day 247 in a row. We've been doing this for 247 days, chat. But we're doing this for 365 days, so we have a ways to go. I said to wait. So if you want to join, like I said when we first started the stream, but click on my name in the top corner, Limitless Core. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, and also don't forget to like this stream. I'm going to wrap up here. And if you have never seen this outro, hey, stay tuned. And if you have to say it with me. We all have that limitless core, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad you woke up today. Thank you for joining me for another 1 year Bible read on the Limitless Core channel. I appreciate your presence as always, whether you have been here for a minute, a millisecond, a second, or if you've been here for a while now. I truly appreciate it, and I always will. Yeah. Yeah. And I hope you have a great rest of your night, because I'm going to have a great rest of mine. Peace. I'm going to see you next time. We out. Y'all have a great night, and thank you for joining me.